The film is set in Colombia and begins when Grandma Madrigal talks to her granddaughter Mirabel, telling her that today is the day she will receive her special magical gift. Mirabel asks, "Is this candle really the source of our magic?" Grandma replies, "Yes," and explains the story of the candle. Mirabel then asks, "What do you think my gift will be, Grandma?" Grandma tells her, "Whatever your gift is, it will surely be special like you." Importantly, Mirabel goes to stand in front of the door behind which her gift lies, but what happens is that the door disappears and Mirabel is left without any gift or special magic. Now, I will tell you about the story of the magical candle. When Grandma Madrigal was young, she married her beloved Pedro, and they had 3 children, a son and 2 daughters. Life was beautiful until they had to flee their home after an attack on the city, and Pedro sacrificed himself to save Madrigal and their children. Afterward, Madrigal found the magical candle whose light never extinguishes and can perform miracles. The first thing the candle did was build a new magical house, resembling paradise. Everything in this house was dedicated to serving her and her children. When the 3 children grew up at a certain age, the candle granted each of them a special magic and gift, and the Madrigal family lived, helping their people with the magical powers they had. Now, we will get to know the members of the Madrigal family, whom Mirabel will introduce to us. But after she grew up a little, and years passed, this day was special because the family was preparing to celebrate Antonio, as today he would receive the gift that the enchanted candle would give him. The curious little children went to Mirabel and asked her, "What is the gift you and the family have?" She began to introduce them to the family. This is her Aunt Peppa, the mother of storms, because her mood affects the weather. When she gets angry or upset, the weather changes. She tells them that her Uncle Bruno could see the future, but he suddenly disappeared. Her mother Julieta can heal the sick with her cooking recipes, and these are her father and her aunt's husband who became part of the family. Then she talked about her Aunt Peppa's children, saying, "My cousin Dolores, who can hear a pin drop and her hearing reaches the end of the street, and her brother Camilo, who can change his shape to anyone, and their little brother Antonio. Today, we will find out what your gift is." As for Mirabel's older siblings, they are Isabella, who can grow flowers just by pointing her hands, and Luisa, who can carry an entire building and walk with it easily. Mirabel told the children, "Come on, sweethearts, I've introduced you to the family. Now go on." They asked her, "And what is your gift?" She tried to ignore the question, but they pressed her, and Dolores overheard and said, "Sweetheart, Mirabel doesn't have any gift at all." Then a man came and added, "I'll give you a gift, Mirabel, because you don't have any gift and aren't special in anything. Hopefully, Antonio's night will end well today, and nothing happens like what happened to you." The children felt sorry for her, and a girl said, "Poor thing, if I were you, I'd be really upset." Mirabel replied, "No, sweetheart, I'm not upset at all actually, I'm special as I am." Anyway, Mirabel remained ostracized by her family, especially by her grandmother, who told her, "Don't help us with anything today, and let the day pass peacefully, enough of what happened to you." Mirabel went to reassure Antonio, telling him, "Today will pass, and surely you'll have a special gift." He said, "What if the same thing happens to me as it did to you and I don't find a door to enter?" She replied, "What will happen? You'll stay in an ordinary room like this." Then night came, and there were many people at the celebration, and the enchanted house was turning upside down to help people celebrate. There was someone who admired Isabella, who saw herself as unlucky because of her gift, which allowed her to fill the world with flowers by just pointing her hands. The celebration went well, and Antonio opened the door behind which were many animals, and this would be his room to live in because he had the ability to understand animal speech. The family smiled and took a picture together, except for Mirabel, who initially said, "No, I won't be upset, I'm still part of the Madrigal family." But after 5 seconds, she said, "No, honestly, I'm upset and I can't. Will I keep going to bed every day dreaming of having a gift, and is it too late now to have a miracle?" She left upset, leaving them to celebrate Antonio, and found the floors and walls of the house cracking, her hands getting cut from the breaking bricks, and the magical candle's light dimming, with the doors of her family all flickering. She went to tell them what she saw, and when the family came to check what was happening, they found nothing, and Grandma felt annoyed with her, telling the people, "The Madrigal house can never be harmed." Mama Mirabel told her, "You're tired today, so maybe you imagined the house collapsing." Mirabel replied, "If these are just imaginations, how did my hand get hurt?" She made her food to heal her, saying, "You're special just like anyone else in the family." Then Mirabel went to sleep, and again she saw the house cracking, being drawn to her grandmother's window from outside to watch the candle, which she also found its light diminishing. But this time she heard her grandmother standing, talking to Pedro's picture, telling him their house is collapsing, the miracle they have is dying, and she doesn't understand the reason for this, asking him to give her signs to see the solution to save the miracle and protect their house and family. When Mirabel heard this, she decided to save the miracle and went to ask Dolores if she had heard anything about the magic disappearing. Dolores told her, "I heard yesterday Luisa's eye twitching, and she told me because of this matter." Mirabel went to ask Luisa at breakfast. But Grandma didn't give her a chance because she decided to marry Isabella for the family's benefit. Grandma told Dolores, "Listen, what is the groom thinking?" Dolores replied, "What is this? He wants to have 5 children." Naturally, Isabella was shocked and worried about her appearance. After eating, Mirabel went to talk to Luisa while she was working. She kept walking behind her as she fixed the houses about to collapse, moved the church, and then took all the donkeys back to the barn. When Mirabel asked her about the magic disappearing, Luisa told her she had heard the family talking about their Uncle Bruno's prediction of the future when she was young and realized the magic was in danger. She told her if she wanted to know, she should go to Uncle Bruno's tower, but to be careful. Indeed, Mirabel tiptoed and entered Uncle Bruno's tower, which no one had entered for years. She found a very long staircase and climbed it, then crossed to the other side using a rope, and entered the cave where she found enchanted and broken pieces. When she gathered some pieces, she saw her image. She collected all these parts and took them with her. Luisa entered, screaming, and said to her, "Do you like the result of this pessimism? I feel my magic is fading, and I'm starting to feel the weight of the donkeys I'm carrying." Her Aunt Peppa entered and said to her, "I heard you talking about my brother Bruno." She and her husband told her that the grandmother forbids anyone from mentioning his name because he predicts things that actually happen. This issue also with strangers. He told someone, "Your fish will die," and it died. And he told another, "You will become fat," and he did. And he told that, "You will become bald," and he did. All scary things as we see. He also predicted that Dolores would love someone who liked someone else, and indeed that happened. But the most terrible thing Bruno predicted was when he saw that the magic would disappear, and Mirabel's image appeared in his vision. So Bruno knew it was a bad omen and has been hiding ever since. On the same day, they were waiting for Tom Cruise to come to discuss his marriage to Isabella. Mirabel was collecting all the pieces she took from Bruno's tower and saw her image clearly on them. Her father came in and told her, "Forget this talk and don't mention Bruno's name in front of anyone, especially your grandmother." Dolores heard them and told her brother Camilo, who was shocked and changed his appearance. The family was tense when they saw the house cracking and wanted to end the marriage. Luisa appeared sad that her magic was leaving her. The townspeople came to ask them about the magic that was disappearing from them, and the grandmother tried to reassure them that everything was fine. Antonio's rats came to take the enchanted pieces and walked with them in a certain direction in the house, followed by Mirabel, until she found her Uncle Bruno, who had left his tower. But all this was hidden in a secret room in the house, and no one knew of its existence. Mirabel asked him, "Why am I in your vision about the disappearance of magic? I want to do something that makes this family proud of me." He told her that on the day she was supposed to receive her gift, the grandmother was very anxious. She asked him to see the future. He saw the house collapsing and the magic disappearing, and he saw Mirabel's image in front of the house. But the vision wasn't stable. It was reflecting in both directions. One direction rebuilt the house, and the other destroyed it and lost the magic. He told her, "And of course, because I'm known for my ominous predictions, Mama expected the worst, which is that you would ruin the house." Mirabel asked him to see the vision again, and he told her, "I need an open space to perform the magic and see the vision." All this was overheard by Antonio's animals, and they went to inform him. So Antonio went to them and said, "Come, uncle, to my place to watch your vision. Welcome." Indeed, he went to the forest where Antonio lived, prepared himself for the vision, and saw the same thing he saw before. But Mirabel said to him, "Yes, continue. What happens next?" So he continued the vision, and Mirabel saw a glowing butterfly heading towards the candle, and they saw the candle glowing more. And Mirabel stood in front of it and embraced someone. When this person became clear, it was her older sister Isabella. "Of course," she said, "it's impossible for me to hug this arrogant one, and I don't even get along with her, and she hates me too. Not to mention I ruined her marriage." Bruno told her, "Be careful. Saving the family depends on you, not her." She was affected by this word and went to Isabella, trying to treat her with exaggerated kindness, but she kicked her out. Mirabel told her, "I will make peace between you and your groom." She told her, "I can't stand him. I was going to marry him for the family." While she was upset, she planted this plant for the first time with her magic, and she was very happy with it, and she and Mirabel sang until they reconciled and hugged. But the grandmother came and screamed, as usual at Mirabel, accusing her of being the reason for the curse of the disappearing magic they were in, and that she was harming the family with her actions. Mirabel told her sadly, "I will never be important to you no matter what I do. If the miracle is disappearing, it's because of you. I love the family, and Bruno loves the family too, but you don't want to see it." Indeed, the house collapses, and the whole family leaves it. But Mirabel insists on reaching the candle, but unfortunately it goes out, then she leaves them and goes to sit alone. Then her grandmother goes after her and tells her, "This is the river where I found the enchanted candle." She told her a little about her husband Pedro and how she lost him, but after that, the miracle happened, and she found the enchanted candle. She told her, "I was so afraid of losing this miracle that I lost sight and didn't see that you are the real miracle." Suddenly, Mirabel saw the butterfly she saw in Bruno's vision. She told her grandmother, "You suffered a lot alone and raised us alone, and we have a miracle because of you, and we became a family because of you too. We can fix everything together." After that, Bruno appears and starts to justify his presence because he is afraid of his mother's reaction, but she hugged him because she couldn't believe she would see him again. They went to the place of the house and the grandmother told them, "The gift isn't the magic you have, the real gift and magic are you." Her daughters saw their brother Bruno and greeted him, and Camilo, the shapeshifter, said, "Finally, we can mention Bruno without fear." The important thing is, Mirabel encourages them to unite and build the house together, and all the townspeople were with them, and Tom Cruise was sitting on the side. Mirabel went to him and told him, "Leave Isabella and marry Dolores. She's beautiful." Of course, Dolores heard the words from 100 kilometers away. She came immediately and told Mirabel, "Thank you, dear," and he agreed. They finished building and planted in front of the house, and the family made a door handle with the letter M for Mirabel. So she opens the new door, and as soon as she places the handle, the house becomes enchanted again and starts moving on its own. And this time, the gate is filled with the family, and they take pictures together, but this time with Mirabel and Bruno, and the movie ends.